Have you thought about moving to the Hudson Valley, but you're not sure where you want to go? I want to talk today about Newburgh, New York, because a lot of people ask me if Newburgh is a good place to move or a good place to live. And I have to say that it really depends upon what you're looking for. I like Newburgh a lot. I personally have an art studio in Newburgh, so I'm over in Newburgh quite a bit. I think it's a wonderful place. And some of the things that I love about Newburgh are the restaurants. I do love the art scene over there. I like the cultural history of Newburgh. I love the beautiful mountain views, mountain and river views, because when you're in Newburgh, you're looking across the river back to Beacon, and Beacon is on the east side of the river and Newburgh is on the west side of the river. So it has really pretty views. It's got sunrise views and it's just really nice. And so it's kind of cool to be in Newburgh. It has a different feeling than Beacon. Beacon is a little more condensed and compact. Newburgh has more people over there. It's more spread out. It has access to the New York State Thruway more easily. It has I-84 running through it. It has Route 17 going, and 32, and just a lot, and 9W that goes up all the way up to Kingston and beyond, Socrates and stuff like that. So Newburgh has a lot of positive features if you're looking to relocate to the area. A lot of people ask me about Newburgh from the standpoint of personal safety. And I've never felt unsafe in Newburgh. I go over there all the time. I love it. And I think it's just a great place. So Newburgh is broken up in two very distinct sections. So you have the city of Newburgh, which is basically the waterfront, all the old brownstones, all the Victorian style houses, like the real grand, beautiful houses are in the city of Newburgh. All the old Victorian architecture is in the city of Newburgh. There's Broadway Street, which is a really grand street. So when you're driving down Broadway, heading east, you can see the Hudson River displayed in front of you, and then mountains across the river, the Hudson Highlands, Mount Beacon, all that, just actually beautiful sweeping views. You have historical points that you can go see, like Washington's headquarters. It's like a little park, and it's like perched on a hill right off of Liberty Street, and it's a really neat place to go. You have the Ann Street Art Gallery. You have Two Alice's coffee shop. You also have, I think Big Mouth opened a new coffee shop over there. And actually, I think the best restaurants in the area between Beacon and Newburgh, I actually prefer a lot of the restaurants in Newburgh. They're on the waterfront, so you get beautiful water views. You have like Mexican food, seafood, Billy Joe's Rib Works. You have the Newburgh Brewing Company. There's like a distillery over in Newburgh. Up on Liberty Street, you have the Warehouse. You have Betty's Snack Bar. So you have a lot of variety. You have like great Korean food over there. You have a great, Central and South American restaurants over there. You have a lot of variety of food. You also have like the regulars, like you got a Chili's, so you also have really good shopping. So you have Adams Fair Acre Market, which is kind of like a mix of Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. You have a Target over there, Michael's, art supplies, different things like that. Let me see, you have the Home Depot. I think there's probably a Lowe's over there. Okay, so it's just a bigger area. So that's not necessarily in the city of Newburgh, but there's also the town of Newburgh. So I'm sorry if I'm getting off track and kind of talking in circles, but the town of Newburgh kind of surrounds the city of Newburgh, and it spreads out more into the countryside. So if you're looking to live near a city that has all the amenities that I just mentioned before, but you want to have a little bit of country and you want to have land around you, you can live in the town of Newburgh. And the town of Newburgh is really pretty. It's beautiful. It goes from like hilly roads out into a little bit of farmland. So it's got a lot of variety. Or you can be in the area called Balmville, which is just a little bit north of the city of Newburgh. So if you're in like Liberty Street and you go on Old Balmville Road and you keep going up, there's like this old country club called the Powelton Club. And as you meander back up and through these roads through the old Balmville area, and it's spelled Balmville, there's some beautiful homes and beautiful views. You feel like you're like in the middle of New England instead of being, right there in upstate New York. Or I call it upstate. Most people don't call it upstate, but I'm not from the area originally. So we're in the Hudson Valley, not technically upstate. Anyway, I'm meandering again. Please forgive me. Because my brain is kind of all over the place. I just really like Newburgh. And the reason I want to make a video today about it is I was just over there. My mechanic is over there, and I was getting my brakes worked on. And I was thinking just about how much I love it. And that was downtown in the city of Newburgh. And it's just really pretty. It's like, Newburgh is just a neat town. And if you're on Grand Street in Newburgh, it's beautiful. Like, you have all these beautiful old Victorian houses. So back in the day, Newburgh had all these beautiful buildings and shops that went all the way down to the waterfront. And back in like the 60s and 70s, they did something called urban renewal. So they basically, you come off the I-84 and you go along the waterfront. They totally wiped out all these old buildings, all these beautiful buildings, all these beautiful shops and the beautiful waterfront factories and all this stuff, just to put in a 4-lane or 2-lane road that actually goes all the way up to down to New Windsor and further south to Cornwall on Hudson and catches up with the highway eventually. But they did all that because they wanted to make it easier to access. Like, they just wanted to put roads through. But when they did that, they wiped out like the history of some of these towns by creating this urban renewal era, which happened in Beacon as well. So they have, Walcott turns into like 9 and goes up. But they wiped out all these old buildings in the process of doing urban renewal. So they thought they were doing something good and positive back then. But, now we wish we had all these really cool old buildings and stuff. But there are streets like Grand Street in Newburgh that have the old historical charm. And if you're in the city of Newburgh, you see tons of brownstones. So there are a lot of people who are buying the brownstones and rehabilitating those and putting them back on the market, either as flips or to live in for themselves or to rent out. So it's kind of a really cool place if you want to buy a multifamily brownstone to invest some money and update it, or you can buy one that's already been updated and rehabbed. So there's just a lot of, it's just a really neat town. And it has a couple of, it has SUNY, has a SUNY there, and then a Mount St. Mary. It has a couple of colleges there, small ones. They're not very big, but it gives you an opportunity to live and go to school. So anyway, now I want to talk a bit about the cons of Newburgh. So cons of Newburgh are that you really need to have a car to get around in Newburgh, to go to the shopping. There's really not any grocery stores in the most condensed area around the Broadway and Liberty Street areas. There's not like, you're not going to be able to walk to a big grocery store like Key Food like you can in Beacon. So if you're in Beacon, you can walk right to the store. So if you live in Newburgh, you really need to have a car. A con is that there's the public transportation. As far as getting down to New York City is not the same. In Beacon, you have the train station, but in Newburgh, there's a ferry that runs between Beacon and Newburgh, so you can take the ferry over and catch the train that way, or it's really just like a 10-minute drive to get from the center of Newburgh over the bridge and then park at the Beacon train station. So there's always that possibility. Or you can come across the bridge and go north and get to the New Hamburg train station, which sometimes has better parking. It also has the express train. So if you need to commute to the city, the options are take the ferry or drive over to Beacon and park. There is some New Jersey Transit, which picks up at Salisbury Mills or near Cornwall, just south of Newburgh and like a little bit southwest. So you could always take that train. I think it goes into Secaucus, New Jersey, and then you change trains and then go into Penn Station. So it's not as straightforward as it would be if you were just living in Beacon and you just went to the train station and went all the way down to Grand Central. But if you need to go into a different part of Manhattan other than right at Grand Central, then maybe being on that side of the river and taking the trains from there would be better. Again, like I said earlier, it's got really great opportunity to hop on the highway and go north, south, explore the entire Hudson Valley. It's not too, 10 minutes closer to Pennsylvania, like the Pennsylvania, New Jersey border and New York border. It's about probably 50 minutes away from here, from Newburgh. So it's not bad if you want to go over there. If you want to go up north and go to the Adirondacks or the Catskills, it's easy just to jump on the New York State Thruway. Another thing that Newburgh has is Stewart Airport. And Stewart is an international airport. However, it doesn't have a lot of flights in the United States, really, except to Florida. So, and a couple other places. So if you want to fly out of Stewart, you're limited. You can fly to Iceland, you can fly to Florida. So it's kind of, or, there's probably other flights, but they haven't really done a lot to expand the airport and bring in a lot more international travel, or even that intercontinental travel. You can always drive to White Plains and fly out of White Plains, and that's like the closest airport if you want to get more, if you want to have an opportunity to fly within the intercontinental United States. So let me see, some of the other things I do like about Newburgh. I like Newburgh Brewing Company. They have really good beer. I like Chadwick Lake Park. It's really pretty over there. So if you live in Newburgh, it's easy access to that. It's Marlborough is just up the road. You got great food and wineries up that way. And New Paltz isn't too far. I don't know, I'm just kind of thinking out loud here, but a lot of the reasons why Newburgh doesn't make everybody's list is because they don't really do a lot of research on it. They don't realize that there's like two components. There's like the city of Newburgh and the town of Newburgh. They don't realize that you have really great shopping over there, and you have really like a really big commercial area just a little bit further west from Maine, the city of Newburgh, and it's super easy to access. The people are super nice over there. I like going over to Newburgh. I think the people are awesome. It's a little bit different vibe. I don't know what it is about Newburgh, but there's just something really special about it. And once you spend time in Newburgh, you realize just how kind of wonderful Newburgh is. And it's just a different vibe than you'll find in Beacon. I think mostly because Beacon gets a lot of tourists that come up on the train. Beacon really caters to tourism. Monday and Tuesdays in Beacon are mostly local days, and then Wednesday, Thursday through Sunday are the tourists pick up. So you get a lot of tourism. So the whole Beacon economy caters to tourism, whereas the Newburgh economy is just more of a town in a state. You have some of the Amazon fulfillment centers going in. You have some big box warehouses going in. So there is more expansion and growth. They have a lot more land over there where they can build out. Where Beacon is like, you have the river here and you have the mountain here, and then pretty much all of the people are stuck between the river and the mountain. So there's really nowhere for businesses to come in and expand and develop on the land, just because of the topography of the area in Beacon compared to Newburgh. Newburgh has like New Windsor's just to the south, and then Cornwall beyond that. So those are really cute towns too. If you want to be in Newburgh or near Newburgh, but you don't want to live in Newburgh, then you could check out New Windsor and Cornwall. And then north, like I said, Marlborough, which has a little bit less, has more affordable housing up there. House prices are just a little bit lower. And speaking of house prices, the difference between Beacon and Newburgh as far as housing goes, like it could be $100,000 to $200,000 price difference to find the same style of property in Beacon versus in Newburgh. The other thing that's going on in Newburgh, if you get a little bit outside of the city of Newburgh into the town of Newburgh, you have more new construction going in. So because there's more land, people are able to subdivide and put in new houses. So, and the new houses that are going in are a couple $100,000 cheaper than you would find in Beacon. So if you're looking for more of an affordable option, you're not going to find a house for $300,000 that's move-in ready necessarily in Newburgh, but you might find something for $500,000 to $600,000 that's brand new construction. And if you were to buy it over here in the Dutchess County and the east side of the river, it might be $600,000 or $700,000 or even $800,000. So if you're looking for options regarding housing in Newburgh and homes for sale in Newburgh, I think the options are pretty great. They're a lot wider and more diverse than you would find in Beacon or Wappingers or even like Fishkill. So anyway, I just think, just wrapping it up, if you're thinking of moving to the Hudson Valley and you're thinking about Newburgh and you've heard a lot of mixed reviews on it, I really like Newburgh. I think it has a lot to offer. I think people undersell Newburgh for various reasons, but I think if you're going to come up to the Hudson Valley and you want to have a house with some land, or you want to have a house with charm and character, you want to live in an old brownstone, you want to have great restaurants, like if just a few minutes down the road, right on the water with beautiful views, then I would think Newburgh would be an option for you. Again, it has all the shopping. It has more shopping than Beacon does. It has more space than Beacon does. And it's just a really nice area and definitely something you should consider. So If you're thinking of moving up to the Hudson Valley, my name is Carlin Felder. I'm with eXp Real Estate. I'm a co-leader of the Hudson Upstate team. We have quite a few agents on my team, so if, on the team. So if you're thinking of moving up here and you want to work with an agent, you can reach out to me. I can connect you with somebody on the team. If you're thinking about investing in the Hudson Valley, I have a couple of investors on the team. Also have a home appraiser on the team. And we have buyer and seller agents on the team. So we're just really ready to help you with whatever you're looking for and answer any questions you might have and point you in the right direction and help you as you work through the process of moving to Newburgh and the Hudson Valley. So feel free to like and subscribe. Contact me. I talk to people all the time just like you, and I'd be happy to connect you with an agent on the team or work with you directly. So thanks a lot for watching, and I hope this video was helpful.